So one of the reasons why I put this particular presentation together was communicate your brilliance with clarity to attract more clients, because I find that a lot of people are struggling with the communications piece beyond the 30-second message that I normally work with. So when I found that most people were struggling to effectively communicate in that 30-second environment, but they're also struggling with the communications piece when it comes to getting their brand message out there, whether they're sharing a program or a product, or if they're creating something new and they're just not sure how to communicate it with their audience. So that's what this presentation is all about. So I'm excited to share it with you. Again, Laura Templeton with 30 Second Success, sharing with you today about communicating your brilliance with clarity to attract more clients. So I want, people get stuck in that create mode, right? They get, they're launching something brilliant. They're feeling like they've outgrown their brand. It's time for a refresh. And yet they're still struggling to communicate effectively who they are in a way that attracts people to them. It becomes more work, more of habit, they have to get, they struggle with the, here I am struggling with the communications piece. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, that's what happens when you start to communicate your brilliance with others and gain more clarity, right? You start going bigger and really starting to step into understanding the benefits and the value that you deliver to your audience day in and day out. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So talking about looking for words that describe your authenticity, your passion, your work, and going deeper into what it is that you want people to know about you and the work that you're doing. Trust yourself, okay? Communicate your brilliance, but communicate your heart. That's where it all starts. It starts with your heart. What is your heart telling you? Is your heart the driver of the passion that you have for your business? And how do you communicate that well, right? When people see that we are authentically attached to the work that we're doing, it inspires them to want to know more. It encourages them to experience time with us and have deeper conversations so that they know how they can support us and help us grow. So our agenda for today is helping you understand that there's a framework to communicate your brilliance in your brand, and then how to step into clarity and confidence to own your message. And then I want to invite you to explore going bigger and bolder. So I'm going to share with you at the very end a little bit about my mastermind that I'm launching this month, and inviting you to step into experiencing that with me. So just so you know, at the very end, I am going to share that. But this presentation is for you to learn and experience some of the work that I do. So you are brilliant and your clients need you. I want you to own that. Own that what you have to share with the world is uniquely you. It is yours. You have labeled it because your personality is intertwined with all of the work that you do and that you bring to your audience. So we have a framework to communicate your brilliance and your brand. And this framework is something that I've taught for several years now in the 30-second success formula. That framework helps people communicate their brand, but it helps you to go deeper into the work that you're doing. So when you start to communicate what it is that you do and who you're working with, there's a lot of similarities that we ask, right? The people that are helping you get your message out there, the brand consultants, the social media consultants, your website designers, your graphic designers, your content creators, the social media experts and podcasters, we all ask the same thing. We're asking for the same information to help us help you. And these things that we ask, there's two inherent keys to what we're asking, right? Two things that we all need to know about the work that you're doing. So we're going to talk about those today, as kind of prefacing that framework with this work. So I often bring someone into a conversation with me by inviting them to sit in my heart chair, right? So I might just ask you to kind of jump in here with me, Mo, and I'll ask you a few questions as we go. Leah, I know that you're still muted and you're here with us, so hopefully you're able to hear us and that you can participate when you get a chance. So the one thing that I want, that we start out with, especially, in the idea of branding your business, right, and getting your brand message out there, is who is your ideal client? Do you have a clearly defined picture? So Mo, who is your ideal client? Who is it that you serve and you love to work with?
I serve professional women who are ready to take care of themselves after taking care of everyone and everything else around them for years, and they're ready to take care of their own health. And I help them weave healthy habits into their often chaotic life and give them the time that they need to take care of themselves.
Awesome. So you did the whole 30-second message right there.
Yes.
Which is awesome because you've been working on that and I know that.
Yes.
So has your ideal client changed over time?
A little bit, but not much. I think once I do the global takeover, it'll shift slightly. But right now, my door opener is that professional woman, often a mother, who just cannot see the forest for the trees. You know, she just cannot figure out how she's going to possibly take. And there's so many messages out there. So she's pretty much stayed the same because she is me.
Gotcha.
And I've chosen my avatar to be basically if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I've made that transition for myself. So I just go based on, I teach what I know. So
that's absolutely beautiful because you just answered the why are they your ideal client? And yes, you're absolutely right. A lot of times as service providers, as consultants or coaches, we're teaching what we've experienced for ourselves because we have that deep knowing, that deep understanding of what it is to struggle through the pain and the problems that come with the experiences that we've had. And we want to help others not to have to struggle through that. So yes, when you're understanding who your ideal client is and really being specific about that niche. Now, a lot of times our ideal client can change over time. One of the things that I found recently, I used to say that my ideal client was an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a sales professional. But what I found when I started to look at my client list, over 7 years, you start to build a pretty good client list. What I found when I really took a deep dive into that client list, it was not necessarily entrepreneurs, business owners, and sales professionals. Yes, there are some mixed in there. It was more of the consultants, the people doing the deep work and the deep, really getting into the nitty gritty of someone's business, and the sales service providers. So like your financial advisors, your mortgage brokers, your real estate agents. These are the people that I found were the ones that were coming to me for help. So when I started transitioning my message and started really focusing on how can I help consultants and service providers, it deepened my message. It made it brought more clarity to the work that I'm doing, and more opportunities opened up because now people can actually help me find the right people that I'm meant to work with. So what is your brand message? Is it a well-defined? Is what you do and who you help really clear? Does it speak to the heart of your ideal client? So one of the things when I teach the 30-second message with the formula, I really go into the simplicity of the formula. 30-second success formula is something that I learned years ago, and I help people understand there's a simple formula behind your brand message. And you can use this in all of your communication spaces. But this is a question that all of those service providers that are going to help you get visibility and get more eyes on your business are going to ask you. So what is your brand message? How do you define it? And what it is, it really focuses on your ideal client and how you serve them, right? What is the pain that they struggle with? How do you solve their problem? And then what do you want them to do once they know that they need your help? That's the simple formula behind your brand message. And that's the piece that so many consultants and service providers really struggle to communicate effectively. So what I'm going to do is actually go through this very briefly, defining the brand message. The brand message is the way your brand communicates its unique value proposition and personality through its verbal and nonverbal message. Now, remember, a lot of the folks that I mentioned that are going to help you with your brand and getting your message out there work with the nonverbal side of your messaging. They're the graphic designers, your website